Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So, I have just filmed my video of all the different planners that I went through in 2020, how I bounced back and forth, and I am here now to show you what I am using for 2021. Now, this is what I'm using for planning. I'm also going to show you a couple of other notebooks that I'm using for other purposes. So this is my Ostrich X Gillio Slim Appunto. I have pen on my hand, forgive me. In the color Grigio. It really depends on the light that you're in. I think it is intended to be a warm light gray color. It looks pretty beigey a lot of the time, and in certain light it can look very like yellowy green, but it's not. That's just the artificial lighting. So it is the lightest color planner I think I've ever had, and definitely the most expensive. I do need to do a follow-up video. I have one about my initial first impressions of this cover. I want to do a follow-up to say what my real review is after using it, but I think it's been over a month now, and I really love it. I really love it. I don't know if I can ever leave ostrich leather at this point, but that is for another video. And inside here, we have my, for lack of a better term, Stalogy weeks. So, I have my my weeks that I used throughout 2020. Completely filled it, loved it. I love the Hobonichi weeks. I do have this 2021 Hobo Weeks, but as I was setting it up to use again, I am so over this yellowy paper, and I am over trying to cover up things that I don't like. I do not like that Sundays and holidays are red. I think it's really ugly. I cannot read this language, so I end up just covering it up. And if I was short on time, I would just stick with this. This is a beautiful system. It is a high quality product. You definitely get your money's worth, and it's amazing. But I'm not short on time. I have way too much time on my hands, so I decided to make my own weeks out of a Stalogy. I took a B6 sized Stalogy because I like the bigger grid. I know some people like the smaller grid that you get in an A5, and they will cut that down to whatever size they want. I started with a B6 because I would only have to make one cut, and like I said, I like the bigger grid. So the B6 is already the height of a Hobonichi weeks pretty much. You have to get rid of the extra width. So I only had to make one vertical cut in order to trim this down, and that's what I was looking for because I did it at home. I didn't want to risk going to Staples, being around people for something silly that I could just do at home myself. But I don't want to push my luck. So I had a B6 notebook also, so I kind of shopped my stash. This was my journal, but it was a newer one, so I just washi taped the pages together and started it as a planner. This right here is from Peanuts Planner Co. This is what I use. There's a very similar spread in the Hobonichi weeks. This is what I use to keep track of my mood and just different symptoms, like migraines, my period, panic attacks, things like that. So that I just used double stick tape to hold in here, but everything else I drew out by hand. So here are this is my monthly section. This is December, and yeah, I don't really have a whole lot on here. And I still haven't even dated my other months, but I'm not thinking that far ahead right now. I don't care. And then getting into the weeklies here. So actually, let me show you a blank week. So I put my weekly here on the left, just like it is in the Hobonichi weeks. I left this blank on the right, just like it is in the Hobonichi weeks, because for the most part, I use my weeks just like this all the time. So the assumption would be that I'm going to use this the same way all the time, but you never know. And I would rather just figure out what I want to do with this page on a weekly basis instead of taking the time and the effort to set it up a certain way and then not be happy with it. So right now it's just like an extension of the day over here. I keep appointments and really important tasks over here to start with, and then I might, you know, put some other things in there that aren't quite as important. And then over here, it's more like things that I want to do or just things that I ended up doing. So yeah, so this was the first week that I used it, the first week in December. And then second week, third week, here we are in the current week. And I have this little clip on here. It's so old, I don't even know where it's from. It's not a very strong magnet, but I have been missing my ballpoint pens. So I've been using ballpoint in this, and the pressure that I use to push when I'm writing with the ballpoint makes my pages curl. So it's not a big deal once you're not on that page anymore. Like, these aren't terrible, and I wrote in ballpoint here and there. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm enjoying my ballpoint right now, so I'm just trying to kind of hold that flat a little bit. And then here we are. So I love that this paper is nice and bright white. I love like the texture of Stalogy paper. I prefer it to Hobonichi. Greatly prefer it. And then I have this section here. So like dailies, notes, lists, journal, gratitude. For sure, what I have in here is, well, pen test and gratitude. So that is something I'm filling in like every day. These other things, I have been writing something in here daily, but I might not like all the time. Because this is not my official journal, but I like it. If I have like really deep thoughts or thoughts that might be particularly embarrassing if someone were to read them, like personal, I will put that in my journal, not in here. But this, I might end up doing like my little time block bar again, and doing some dailies that way. Like, the possibilities are endless, and I did just go through and number these pages. So these pages start, like the numbers start in the section that comes after my weeklies. It just shows me how many pages I have to work with here. And yeah, in the back here, I just have a whole bunch of things from Planner Monkey Co. I love them, they're adorable. And then I have this little booklet from Tomo River paper and a piece of vellum. I just stapled the booklet together. And I have all sorts of things in here that I would normally keep in the back of my Hobonichi weeks. And this just keeps me from having to rewrite it a bunch of times. As long as I'm either in this size or a B6, I can move this little booklet back and forth for whatever I'm using at the current time. So like here, favorite makeup and skincare products. I've got like swatches for my most used markers, things like that. Some personal information that we can't get into. And then I have a little pocket-sized Filofax ruler that I've had forever from my pocket rings days. Some little note sheets that I haven't used a single page of, but there they are. And then here I have just some minimal stickers, which I don't know if you noticed, but this week, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 6 little stickers because they're cute, they're minimal, and I bought them, and after this week they are useless, so I figured I would throw them in there. This is from Planner Monkey Co. And I have sticky notes from Peanuts Planner Co. Rose Colored Days, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I just keep them here in case I need them. And I love this little pocket in all the Gilio Puntos, or at least the sizes I have. I adore them. And then in the back, do I have anything? No, I don't have anything in the back. But this is nice and roomy. I know it's going to get plump as I use it, but that is totally okay. It's whatever. So this is what I'm using for planning. I don't want to make it sound like I've got multiple planners, because I do not. I have one planner. If I ever told my husband, go in my purse and grab my planner, I'm talking about this. Then I have my B6. So I know I showed you my old B6 in my last video, and I said I am not using a B6 for planning. That is true. I am not using a B6 for planning. I am using my B6 for journaling. This is, I don't even call it my journal. I call it my book of requirement. That is a Harry Potter reference to the Room of Requirement, if you happen to be a muggle and not get the reference. It is a room that turns into whatever a given person needs when they come across the room. So this book is whatever I need it to be at any given time when I pull it out. There is no pressure, there's no rhyme or reason or pattern or real thought behind it at all. It's just there for whatever I need. I do have cute little deco thingies that I thought would be here by now to decorate this, but with the mail the way that it is right now, these poor mail people, they're just working themselves to death, and it's crazy. Like, the whole system is just swarmed with packages. So that's no big deal. I'll decorate it whenever I can. Doesn't particularly matter, because what matters is the things that are on the inside. So here I just write down literally anything. So you know, books that I'm currently reading, how I'm feeling about work, what I'm worried about that day, what I loved that day, favorite memory, inspirational quote, something that made me sad, like, it's whatever. Like, so this was Monday. The winter solstice, days will begin growing longer, which is my favorite thing ever, 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 ever. I feel such a feeling of dread in the summer when we reach the longest day of the year, and then I know every day after that is going to be darker and darker and darker for longer and longer. It's so depressing. So now every day is a little bit brighter for a little bit longer, and that's a really nice feeling, especially when it's cold out and nothing, you know, everything's like bleh because it's winter. Really, really love that. So I made a note of that. So Monday morning I had to work. I get up, go into my office with my coffee, gotta get ready to see some of my students online, and my brand new bottle of Noodler's Eel Black ink was all over the rug. Kitten knocked it down. I know it was her because her toes are usually pink and they were black that day. So I had to try to get that out of the rug. And I think it was yesterday, she finally brought the cap out to me. She found it somewhere and the cap had shattered. So when it fell off my desk, that's why it had spilled. I have no words. And I got a little spot on my ostrich leather cover and I tried to fix it and I made it worse and I was so nervous. And then I tried to fix it a second time and I actually did. So, like, things that don't even matter are mixed in with things that are super important. It's just like, blah, whatever I want. I had a list of things that I wanted to do in Stardew Valley. Like, because where else am I going to write that? I'm not going to write it in my planner. It's not that important. So I just kind of carry this around the house with me. And I have sticky notes here. So these are also from Peanuts Planner Co. So on days that I have to work, I will very often sit down with my work planner, which I showed you in the last video. It's a Wonderland 222 B6 sized weekly. So I'll like figure out my week and figure out that given day, and then I will move the daily tasks that I have to get done, which essentially is like online paperwork, and my different Zoom appointments to meet with my students, and I will put it on one of these sticky notes. And sometimes I will stick it on here, and that way if I want to write anything down I can, and I can still see all of my responsibilities for the day. Other times I will stick it in my Stalogy weeks. Sometimes I'll just stick it on like a little dash card and pop it on here, like so it's right on the front. But I love these little sticky notes. I don't want to carry my work planner around the house with me. I can't just sit in one place all day, so I move around the house from room to room a lot. And I like that I can just put my whole day's worth of responsibilities on this little sticky note. And then whether I want it to be my planner or this little like everything book, I have everything that I need to be accountable for my work day. So that is it. I got a lot to work with here. So I anticipate some days I will use more than one page. Other days I will not write in it at all. I'm enjoying writing in it right now, but I do a lot more writing when I work from home. When school opens again, and just to be clear, school is not closed right now because it's the holidays. It's closed right now because of COVID. I am on break today, but we have been closed down since before Thanksgiving. Who knows when we're going to open again? But when we do, this is what I'm going to bring back and forth with me. I'm not going to need this out of the house. This just lives in my home, and I will write in this at the end of the day and on my days off. So planner, kind of more of a journal thing. And then here we have the A6 Stalogy that I showed you in my last video that I attempted to do some planning in. Pretty much it's the same way that I set up my B6 planner Stalogy from last year, and then my Stalogy weeks. So I had done just a weekly spread, week on 2 pages, and then I had dailies in here. So I knew it's like week 1, day 1. I'm like, there's no way. This is just too small. The dimensions aren't right. So I've just had this sitting around forever, and I decided to use it to keep track of quotes from books that I'm currently reading. So I only started this a few weeks ago. So I just write down quotes as I come across them, and I just want to fill this up with meaningful quotes from things that I have read. If I have a quote that like really, that I just run across on the internet that I really like, I might put it in my the back of my Stalogy weeks where I have like dailies. I might put it there. I might also write it in the B6 journal. Like there was one from The Mandalorian that I really liked, and I wrote it in my B6. This is just for books that I'm reading. So these were the days of the week, and I didn't even want to waste those pages, so I just went over it in different color tombos. And then from here on out, oh wait, no, I don't know why. So it kind of looks like the Hobonichi. I think I was trying to like figure out how much room I would have in a Hobonichi A6, and turns out not much, because you have all this stuff at the bottom. There's a bunch of writing at the bottom that it's just a waste of space. So other than that, it's just blank pages. So this is going to take me a really long time to fill up, but I really just like having this with me when I'm reading. This is a Moterm cover in like gray or something. I can't stress this enough. I don't care for Moterm products. They feel as cheap as they are. They do not allow the expansion for your notebooks over time the way that Gillio or Vanderspec would. And if you're looking to not spend the kind of money that you have to spend to get a Vanderspec or a Gillio, I highly recommend you take that money and you just support a small business. I have this, so I'm using it. I have a few between the Hobonichi Week size and the B6, and I don't like them. They feel like foam. I would never for a second think this is real leather. I'm not super convinced that it is. I get not wanting to spend a ton of money, but I don't recommend these. I don't think they're a good fit for the notebooks. It doesn't give you like wiggle room. I don't know. I don't care for them. And the ones that I can tolerate are the ring ones. They seem to have a little bit more room in them. These Apunto style like folio things, I don't care for them. I know a lot of people do. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with liking them, but I just personally, I wouldn't recommend them. And I feel like using one and showing you is like free advertising for Moterm. But no, I would just support a small business instead and get something that is nicer. And oh, I don't know if I mentioned, my B6 is a B6 Apunto from Gillio in the color Anthracite. It was actually anthracite on the outside and like hot pink on the inside, and I dyed the inside black, so that's that. It had the hot pink stitching, and I just used I used that bottle of Noodler's ink before my kitten spilled it all over the floor, but like it's got the hot pink zipper. So yeah, I really wanted anthracite and I didn't want to wait, and I got a good deal on this, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's try it. And it worked out really well. I absolutely adore this thing. I don't want to get rid of my Epoca leather Gillios, but I don't know if I would buy more. I think I would rather just save my money up. So instead of spending like, by the time you pay for shipping and everything, like $300 on an Epoca, I'd rather just wait and get, I mean, you're going to pay twice as much, but get an ostrich one, because it's so nice and light, and it's just, it'll spoil you. So this is like a decadent feel, and this is just different. different. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. You'd have to have it in your hand, but I like having both. So I'm definitely keeping my Epokas, but I'm like dying for another ostrich. Slimapunto, I just don't, there's no current colors in stock that I want, so I have to wait for a restock and then hope that I A, wake up on time, and B, get lucky enough to get one. So we will see. But that is my stationery system. I don't want to call it a planning system because I only have the one planner, but that is like my whole everything for writing, for journaling, planning, and taking notes. This is what we're looking at. So thank you all for joining me. God, I hope I don't jinx myself by filming and posting this video and then wanting to change it, because I really put a lot of thought into this. I showed you my big stack of things that I'm not using, and I'm not using them because I've tried them out and they didn't work for me then, and I don't think I've changed what I'm needing and wanting enough for that to work right now. But like I said, I'm going to hold on to them so that I have them in case I want to try them again in the future, and I don't have to spend more money. But I think this is it. So you know, book quotes. It's like a reading companion, a reading journal, shall we say, because when I finish the book, I probably am going to do a like a rating out of like 1 to 5 stars, and you know, like my thoughts on it, and then start a new page, put a new title on the top, and then go from there. Yeah, so that's, it's like my reading companion journal. And then, like I said, this is like my book of requirement. It's whatever I need it to be, but I don't really want it to be planning. I mean, I might put a few like little tasks on there, if they're real important, and I think I'll be looking at this more, but I really like that I can just kind of spill my thoughts onto the pages and not worry about keeping things orderly. Where here in my actual planner, I like things to be structured and orderly, and I know where to find everything, and I can flip ahead to any point in the year, and my week and my month is already set up. That is what I need out of a planner, and that's why I want to try to keep them separate. So that's what I've learned throughout 2020, is that I really love both of these sizes, and I really love the Stalogy notebook, but I need to split those things up. I don't want to combine, I don't want everything to be all in one. I want my planning to be separate. So that is it, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you have an idea of what you're going to do for 2021. It's a hard time to get your hands on things if you have changed your mind at the last minute. So I hope that you're feeling confident and you're ready to just take 2021 and just kick its ass. I really hope that the human race comes out on top this next year. It's been hard. It's been hard for everybody. When I look up planner videos, I specifically type in either, so like if I want to look at Stalogy videos, I type in Stalogy 2018 or Stalogy 2019. I don't even want to watch videos from this past year because I don't want to hear about the negativity. Like, I just want to turn it off. So I hope everybody's doing well and stays healthy, and we can all just like move on in the new year in some sense, even if it's just internal, and just try to get some peace back. So thank you for joining me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.